Welcome, cold winter wonderland out there. I think it's about 17 or 18 degrees and got some snowfall overnight. Welcome. We'll sit up on our sits bones, sitting up tall. Thank you for being here today. I thank the Maslin Museum for bringing this programming to you. If you would like to continue this type of programming or support this type of programming, please go to the membership page and or the donation page and make a donation to the Maslin Museum. So, finding our elongation in our spine, setting an intention for our practice, opening up our heart, finding our breath. And as we go into Valentine's Day weekend, let us be reminded of not only love, but that true, unconditional bliss, serendipity, the twinkle in your heart that truly is delightful, blissful, joyful. Taking deep inhalation and equally emptying exhalation. We'll do this 2 more times. Let's fold forward, walking out, extending our hands to the floor, folding, forward fold. If you have your blocks handy, you can use your blocks to forward fold. You can also even put your forehead on a block. Feeling that nice stretch through your spine. Maybe even wiggle a little bit into it. Coming slowly up. Taking your hands behind you, pointing your fingers down, opening your heart up to the sky. And let's take our gaze over to the left, to the center, and to the right. And just flow through this. One more time. Taking your chin to your chest when you're back in the center. And now taking your gaze to the left and to the right. Rocking as if it's a rowboat. Back and forth. Not fast, just intentionally. And coming back up to seated, taking our arms wide. Let's give ourselves a hug, opening up those shoulders, lifting those elbows up towards the sky, and taking them down towards the floor, lifting and lowering with the breath. Exhaling as they go down, inhaling as they go up. Taking them open, putting the opposite arm on top. Inhaling, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Nice. Taking the arms wide, coming over to the right, and taking that gaze up towards the elbow, and then down towards the hand. Up, down, up, down. One more time. Up, down. Opposite hand down on the floor. Right hand overhead. Opening up that right side. Again, taking your gaze towards the right elbow. Down towards that left hand. Back and forth. At your own pace. Do it 2 more times. And coming back to neutral. Let's take our hands back behind us. Switch legs. We'll twist over to the left. Using your left arm behind you as a kickstand, taking your right hand towards the left knee, taking some elongated breaths. I think the sun is going to pop out today. Switch sides, taking that left hand over that right knee, elongating, using that right arm behind you as a kickstand, taking your gaze over that right shoulder. Back to neutral. We're going to take our right elbow down to the floor and we'll stack our knees and let's push up really elongating, taking our hips off the mat, having a 90-degree angle, taking that left arm up, coming down, and let's take it up again. Taking that up, we'll do it one more time, coming down and coming back up. Taking those hips off the ground, not slumping in, but really elongating and trying to hold the side up and not shrink into that. Let's take our legs, moving a little bit. So we've got a 90-degree angle in the front here and a 90-degree angle back here. And we're going to slowly walk over that front knee. Now, you can put your elbows on if you have that extension. Might be okay that you're just elongating and folding over that front hip and that front knee. If you want to use your blocks, if you have them handy, you can use your blocks. Put your head down on the block. Wherever it's comfortable for you. This is your mat and your practice. Slowly coming out of that, coming up, hands behind your hips. Just rock those knees back and forth. What we do on one side, we do on another side. And the next time your legs are to the left, let's make 90-degree angles. And we're going to rock and walk your hands over to the left side. Folding from the hip crease, folding the belly on the thigh, knee and head aligned, twisting and folding into that. Some of you may only be able to go this far, that's fine. If you have the ability to go down, just see where it's comfortable. Maybe put your head on a block. If it's comfortable for you to put your head all the way down, this might be where you are. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Breathe into it. Coming out slowly. Stacking those knees, placing your left elbow on the mat, 90-degree angle, hips stacked, feet stacked. Bring that hip off the mat. We'll do this 2 more times. Again, make sure you're elongating, no slunching. Try and lift those hips off, and we'll bring them down. Make sure you have a nice 90-degree in your arm. Bringing those hips back up. Elongating, feeling the muscles work, building strength. down, and one more time, back up. Very good. Very nice. We're going to move into table now. So coming back down, taking your knees. We'll go through some cat and cow. Exhaling. Maybe play around with that where we feel it today. Loosening up that spine. Taking our toes together, separating our knees, coming into child's pose. From child's pose, we're going to go forward and tucking our toes, we'll go down to the front of our mats to baby cobra. Baby cobra. We're going to do this a couple times, so I'll go through it and then we can all follow along. Cobra, pushing back to child's pose. Coming up to tabletop. And we're going to go to plank. So tucking our toes under, holding plank. If you want to put your knees down, you certainly can. Holding plank. Knees down. Child's pose. Pushing forward onto our chest. Elbows in tight. Coming up with an inhalation into cobra. Now when you're in cobra, your legs should be about hip distance, maybe even mat distance, depending on your mat. And you're pushing your hands away from your body. So I'm pushing the palms of my hands into the mat, pushing them this way to get up to my cobra. Exhale down, up onto the knees, back into child's pose. Cleansing breath, cleansing breath. Coming back up into plank. Again, you can have your knees down. I'll do it this time with my knees down. Coming down onto your chest, knees down, elbows in. Exhale. Inhale, tuck, untuck your toes, roll up. Pushing your arms away. Very nice. Coming back up, back to child's. Couple cleansing breaths. Back to tabletop. Moving the knees in a little bit, coming up on our knees. Let's roll our wrists, roll them out. If you're on a hard floor, let's go the opposite way. If you're on a hard floor, you might want to put a blanket or something under your knees. I happen to be on carpeting today, so I usually am. Very nice. Okay. Taking our arms out. Taking our left leg out. Taking that, dropping the left arm to the left leg. Taking a nice opening. We're going to do a little variation today. So coming back up. And as we turn, we're going to turn our bent leg and rock forward a little bit. If you want to use your blocks, you certainly can do that. Doing a little bit of bend over that left leg. So if you don't have blocks, you can do it this way. If you have blocks, you can do it this way as well. A little bit of stretch. Everybody looks different here. Just because this is the way I'm doing it doesn't mean your body moves the same way. Rocking. This is where props come in really handy. And they don't have to be expensive, just functional. Okay. Twist that right leg back in, taking your blocks over to the opposite side. Bring that leg in, taking the right leg out. Taking the right leg down, the right leg, left arm overhead, nice side stretch. Coming back up, rotating that bent knee, turning your focus and direction to the right leg. Maybe have your blocks. If not, you can use your hands. Again, moving into this slowly, just noticing what is good for you. Bending over that front leg. Maybe bringing that heel in a little bit closer. You could look very different, and that's okay because your body is your body, not my body. So, what feels good for you? If you feel any pinching or binding that's unnatural, back out of it. And we'll come back, bending that leg and that front leg. Taking that left leg out again, taking our arms to our airplane, dropping that right arm on the floor, taking the left arm up in the air. You are welcome to stay here, or if you'd like to lift that leg, maybe just trying it. Balance might be a little difficult today, but just be where you are. Don't forget to breathe. Bending that leg that's extended, coming back up, taking the left arm, extending the right arm up. Welcome to stay here, or if you want to try some strength and balancing work, and bring that leg up. So either way, it's where you are. Very nice. You guys have come so far, so fast. Very nice. Bringing that leg in and coming up. Let's go into child's pose. Walking those arms forward. Taking a couple deep breaths. If it is in your practice that you can sit like this on your heels, please do so. If not, find a comfortable position. You could sit in easy seat or with your legs out in a straight capacity. Just want to share something with you here as we kind of inventory our body, and we do go into some standing work. Oftentimes we'll see this mudra, this prayer mudra, which is a hand gesture, a hand movement. And in the spirit of love and Valentine's Day, the heart or the lotus mudra, which is almost like a vessel. And what you do is you start with your hands in the prayer position and open the fingers, leaving the thumbs and the pinkies touching and the palms touching. So it's almost like a vessel. And just breathing into that and love, filling your vessel or your cup. And the first couple times I did it, it's unnatural kind of for our hands. So it's just something that maybe you can practice over the next couple weeks and seeing where it takes you, and maybe even meditating with that vessel open to see what love comes into your vessel. So just thought I'd share that with you. So coming back to our mat, placing our hands, we'll push up into our first downward dog of the day. Walking those feet out, not necessarily having to extend those legs, but just really kind of walking them out, see where you are today. With the cold weather, oftentimes I find my body is a little bit stiffer, my joints are stiffer. I have to drink a lot more water to kind of get the juices flowing. May even have to not be so perfect in our positioning and some of our asana poses. So, yeah. And coming down to our knees, let's take the right foot through, coming up, hands overhead, stretching, taking our gaze up towards the sun, bringing our hands to that prayer mudra, finding a balance, and slowly and gently folding forward and twisting to see if that elbow will come to our thigh or our knee, taking our gaze over to the right. Just finding our balance, where we are. coming up. Sometimes slow motion is even more difficult than doing it fast. Taking those arms up overhead, planting them, framing that foot, bringing that foot back, pushing up into downward dog. What we did with our right leg, we'll do with our left leg. So let's feel that downward dog, that stretch through our shoulders, maybe shake our head a little bit. Walk those puppy dogs out. Coming down to our knees, bringing our left leg up. Tucking those back toes, bringing the arms overhead. Nice stretch. Hands to prayer, mudra. Maybe we'll even do a little vessel here. Feel the different tendons in my arms and my hands. That's unique to bending forward and then offering that twist with the elbow to the knee. And I'm twisting away from you, but I know you're over there. Feeling the balance, untwisting, bringing the arms overhead, bringing the hands down, frame the foot, coming back into downward dog, pushing through those knees, extending the arms, the legs. And we'll bring our knees down, toes together, child's pose. Couple cleansing breaths. And one final breath. Pushing up again, we'll meet in downward dog. And we'll slowly walk our hands and our feet together up towards the front of the mat. Slowly coming up, arms overhead to heart center and prayer. Nice. Nice. Standing in mountain pose, noticing our shoulders, our neck, our hips, the alignment of our feet, our balance. Let's take our ankle of our right foot and open it up a little bit. So tucking the toes under, let's just open that up a little bit. If it's in your practice to tuck those toes, and if this is the first time you're doing this, just be really careful. Sometimes toes don't want to go like this naturally if you haven't worked them before, but after you do this a few times, you'll be surprised how pliable they become. And then let's push into them, pushing them down and pushing into them. Our feet have so many pressure points that affect other organs in the body, other locations in the body. We've got to give them a lot of love. Plus they keep our balance. And let's shake that out. And let's do it with the other foot. Again, tucking those toes, putting a little bit of weight on that ankle. Ooh, just seeing where your balance is. If you want to hold on to a chair or the wall, feel free to do so. Open up those toes and tuck them under and push in to those feet, those toes. Give them a little love. Again, this is good for balance. Know where all those toes are. We haven't done toe yoga in a while. We'll maybe have to think about that for next week. Nice, nice. Okay, we'll do some balance work. And as we do our balance work today, let's work with our right arm and our left leg. So with this balance work, let's lift up our right arm and left leg, balance. So almost like a soldier. And you can do it quick, or you can do it and see if you could do it very slow and methodically. Slow. Again, if you want to hold on to the wall, maybe you can do it a little faster, or if you have a chair. We haven't done chair yoga for a while either. And shake that out. And then let's do it with our right leg. So I'm going to hold on and up, down, up, down. Or once you get the hang of it, good balance, coordination. We do these types of activities so that when we find ourselves kind of in that fight or flight mode where the nervous system takes over, it knows the coordination of sometimes falling, this leg's off, falling, knowing the support that's needed. So, okay, let's rock just back and forth, back and forth. And we're going to sit in our invisible chair here. Next time arms are up overhead, let's sit down, taking, and I'll do this on the side here so you can see. Sit down in our invisible chair, maybe seeing your knees, your alignment, how far you can get down. Let's come up. Don't want you guys to be down there too long. Arms rotate around, hand to prayer and heart center. Let's go back up. Arms can go up, sitting back down. If you'd like to bring your hands to prayer and do some twists here, feel free to do so. Also, just simply come up. We'll do this one more time. Hands up overhead, sitting down, setting in that chair, feeling comfortable, maybe taking the gaze up, back up. Hands to prayer and heart center. We'll go down onto our backs. Let's start with our knees bent, knees towards the sky, feet feet about mat distance apart. Arms out to a T. And let's just drop those legs left and right. Just noticing how the spine feels, how the hips feel. And the next time you dial your knees over to the right, bring your left arm over across your chest and open that up. Next time you go to the left, bring that right arm over and across the chest. And just move through that a couple of natural times, seeing where that movement takes you, loosening up the body from one side to the other. Good massage for your back, your shoulder blades, folding into that clam with your clavicle, your muscles, your bones, and we'll bring that to a halt. Taking that right leg straight, left arm overhead, bringing that leg and that arm together. Maybe touching the knee, touching the thigh. You can touch the ankle or the toes with your breath. One more exhale. Bring that leg down. Bring the left arm down. Right arm overhead. With the first exhalation, bring the leg and the arm together. Again, we're doing contralateral moves. And opposite leg, opposite arm. Great for your brain, eye, reflex coordination. Two more. Extending those feet, elongating, taking the arms up overhead, doing a nice big stretch, coming to a 5-pointed star, stretching and releasing. Let's stretch all our appendages in the opposite direction and relax. Bringing those feet in together, bringing the hands down beside you into Shavasana. If you want to get some socks on, not sure where I put my socks. My big woolly comfortable socks. Get your socks on. Relaxing back, palms up, feet splayed open. All roads lead to Shavasana. Serenity, tranquility. If a thought comes to mind, acknowledge it and move on, coming back to the breath. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, if you need to move on with your day, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes as if waking up for the first time in the morning. Maybe taking those arms overhead and stretching. Rolling on to one side, taking a couple cleansing breaths. Slowly coming up. Doing a scan of your body, noticing slight differences in your shoulders, your neck, your back, your hips, and your knees. Taking our arms wide, up overhead. Thank you for being here and taking this time to love yourself unconditionally. No judgment. And as you go about this weekend of Valentine's Day, maybe open up your prayer mudra and let unconditional love feel this lotus, this vessel mudra. Namaste.